How's it going, guys? Right now you are watching the very new teaser that Hideo Kojima has revealed for its upcoming game, the Death Stranding. So it seems like there has been a lot more information regarding it that has been already released. I believe there was a Japanese press conference of the event that's by the name of Tokyo Game Show, and they went on stage, Hideo Kojima himself, and a few more things. I'm going to get into that right now. So, the event started up with the Kojima-san getting on stage, answering a few questions from the events of the main character, Yuki Iwai. I'm hopefully not butchering the name. Anyway, he mentioned it's been 2 years since the Kojima's last time on Tokyo Game Show stage, to which he answered he was very busy these past years, with building up the Kojima Productions and working on the game that we all know. So, Kojima-san and Iwai-san mentioned that this stage event was decided that they're in the Tokyo Game Show. They should do a Japanese-like event with the game's Japanese voice actors. They add how you rarely get to see so many veteran seiyuu together, and usually people will be very happy with even one of them at their event. Kojima-san and Iwai-san then moved on introductions and each of the seiyuu as they got on stage, starting with Kenjiro Tsuda, the Japanese voice of the Norman Reedus character Sam. Kojima-san searched for a whole 2 years for a Japanese actor which would fit Norman Reedus, peculiar with a very sexy voice. He watched the Japanese dubbed versions of many different movies and series until finally he decided on the Kenjiro Tsuda. He really happy that he was able to get him for the Sam character. As Kenjiro Tsuda got on stage, he greeted everyone in the audience and every one of us just watching on the stream. He was surprised by the incredible amount of people in the audience. Apparently the crowd was so big it reached outer booths. Tsuda-san mentioned that it's his first time voicing a character on a Kojima-san related work, and he's really happy to be here. Following him, Akio Otsuka, Kikuko Inoue, Nana Mizuki, and Satoshi Mikami all got on stage. Otsuka-san hyped the audience with his powerful voice as he got on stage. While he's a veteran in the Kojima's produced games, being the Japanese voice of the Solid Snake. Atsuka-san mentions that it is his first time participating in Tokyo Game Show event together with the Kojima-san, and he's really happy to see how loved games directly by the Kojima-san are. Kikuko Inoue introduced herself and did her usual I'm 17-year-old joke. It was really funny how she even apologized for forcing it so much and how some people watching may not get it. Nana Mizuki introduced herself as well, saying she'd like to get into the internal 17-year-old club of Inoue-san. Lastly, Satoshi Mikami introduced himself, with the Iwai-san and Kojima-san teasing the character he voices hasn't been revealed yet, though. And it will be revealed in this event, and obviously will be. Now, moving on, each of the seiyus shared their impressions on their character along with their small tidbits of the dubbing and how they were hired. As of now, the Japanese cast only dubbed the trailers and haven't worked on the actual game's dubbing yet. Tsuda-san says he got hired in a very unexpected way. One day, while checking his Twitter, he suddenly realized that a notification says Hideo Kojima has followed you. He was really shocked, double-checking many times, and was indeed the real Hideo Kojima. He followed him back and sent him a business-like DM introducing himself. Kojima-san answered him back with a job offer for dubbing Norman Reedus in Death Stranding. This is pretty unusual, as normally game companies and the like would first contact the agencies the seiyuu are associated with, rather than the seiyuu themselves anyway. Kojima-san mentioned how he's a fan of Tsuda-san and especially thought he does an amazing job when working on the Japanese dubs for non-Japanese productions. He specifically mentioned Tsuda-san's work with a Kylo Ren in the Japanese dub of the Star Wars and the Martian Rigs in the 2016 TV version of The Lethal Weapon. Kojima-san mentioned he is also a huge fan of the Steve McQueen and a Japanese actor of Akio Miyabe, who would handle Steve McQueen's Japanese dubs. Kojima-san thinks Steve McQueen and the Norman Reedus are very similar voice actors, and that Tsuda Kenjiro has similar voice to Akio Miyuabe, hence why he decided to Tsuda-san to voice the Sam. Tsuda-san mentioned that the dubbing for the trailers was really fun. They recorded it was all of the seiyuu together, something unusual for the Japanese dubbing, except for Mikami-san, who recorded alone. He jokingly sulked about it and brought it up multiple times. Atsuka mentioned how most works, including Tsuda Kenjiro, played safe and never pushed him to its limits, but Kojima-san did. So you should really look forward to how the Japanese dub will turn out. Next up is Kikuko Inoue, who dubs the character acted by Lindsay Wagner, and she shared how it's been quite a few years since her last appearance in Hideo Kojima's game. She was the Japanese voice of the boss in the Metal Gear Solid 3. Inoue-san really likes the Bionic Woman, which Lindsay Wagner starred in. So this job is an incredible honor for her. Seeing Lindsay Wagner was modeled as younger. Inoue-san felt as if she traveled in time and was able to work with her younger self. In the Japanese dub of the Bionic Woman, Lindsay Wagner was dubbed by Riko Taijima, an actress Kojima considered as a goddess. He jokingly said that the only person which would fit her is Kikuko Inoue, as a reference to her role as a My Goddess Belle Dandy. Leo Seodok's character is dubbed by Nana Mizuki. She's a huge fan of the Hideo Kojimas and joked she'd go anywhere for him. Truth is, she actually had a huge concert planned at the Tokyo Dome on the September 24th, so she should be rehearsing right now, but decided she should definitely join this event. When dubbing the trailer, Kojima-san gave them little to no info, and they didn't know any more than us about the Death Stranding. The script they had only featured the different lines, with no information on the game's world or the personalities or of each character. Mizuki-san was especially stressed about her character is the first one speaking in the trailer, but in the end, everything went well. She was extremely hyped when the trailer released, discovering alongside everyone else how her character looks like. She was a bit shocked by the scene at the end with Lea Seodok's eating the small thingy and jokingly said Kojima's always makes her character end up in a gory situations. Kojima-san mentioned how Lea Seodok's character has a Mary Poppins vibe and how she's a woman with a strong heart, a perfect match for Mizuki-san. He added the game will expand on her background story, so you should look forward to it. Mizuki-san shared a particularly funny anecdote when voicing the part where Leah asks Norman Reedus, "Won't you come work for me?" And he declines. Kojima-san would always go, "If it was me, I'd definitely say yes." All of them mention how great of a director Kojima-san is and how he would always crack up a joke to relax the atmosphere. The food he got them was great too. And he mentioned that Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen obviously don't speak Japanese. So while it's extremely fun working with them too, working with the Japanese voice actors is a different kind of fun. Next, they moved on to Atsuka-san and Mikami-san. Both of them are used to working with Hideo Kojima, with Atsuka-san knowing him for more than 21 years now. Atsuka-san said as soon as it was decided he would work on Death Stranding. He wanted to announce his role right away, saying it was like really wanting to take a dump but holding it in for a long time. The character Atsuka's dubs is a reveal for the first time, a masked man who's the boss of Sam's company. Kojima-san said his name is still a secret and he can't explain either why he wears a mask. Kojima mentioned that there are many other characters working on the same company as Sam as well. Atsuka-san said he'd like to play the game right now, and with Kojima-san reminding him they didn't even start the Japanese voice acting yet. Moving on, the video revealing the new gold mask wearing character was shown in both English and Japanese versions. The Japanese track has Satoshi Mikami voicing him. Iwai-san cracked up a pretty good joke, saying this is the first time Death Stranding actually looked like a game, showing us a typical pre-boss battle scene. The man with a gold mask is playing by Troy Baker, who also voiced Revolver Akelot. Mikami-san was Aslat as well as in the Japanese. However, in a pure coincidence, according to the Kojima's son, he simply thought he was the best fit for the character. Everyone mentioned how strong the Golden Mask character seems to be. Atsuka-san remarked how he has the same implemented on his shoulder as the other, like Sam. Some kind of implementation, you know. So he may not be a villain, but simply acting with a different interest. According to Kojima's son, it's important detail how even after removing his golden mask, the man was still wearing another mask underneath. He also added that you can either fight the monster or run away. When recording for this video, he asked Mikami-san to use a more villainous sounding voice at first. But Mikami-san is so cool, they decided to go with a cool sounding voice. Kojima-san mentioned that Matt Mikkelsen has no Japanese voice yet, though he already decided on someone who will see if they're available. Next, they moved on to Guillermo del Toro's character. Kojima-san mentioned that how the character motion capture and the voice actually weren't by Toro himself, as he was too busy. The Japanese voice of the character is by Akihiko Ishizumi. They all joked how Ishizumi-san is the kind of person who has a really scary face, but actually very nice. Kikuko-san added he'd be really scary when voicing fear-introducing characters. Kojima said this won't be the case at all in a Death Stranding, as Guillermo del Toro character is quite funny, and maybe the character with the most lines in the game, followed by Otsuka's. There are also many other comedic characters that they haven't revealed yet, of course. Kojima-san added that the deciding factor when choosing the Japanese cast was to select people with the distinct personalities so he could squeeze them into embedded their personalities in their characters' voices. This is also why he followed each one of them on social media to regularly check their everyday lives. He said that when acting as a director and handling the voice work, it's important to work alongside the actors and share ideas with them instead of simply ordering them around. Asuka-san furthermore added that Hideo Kojima really has something others don't, which lets him bring out the best of the people he directs. Kikuko-san added it's incredible how he considered things from his viewpoint as the director from the player's viewpoint, and from the actor's viewpoint as well. Asuka-san always found it quite draining to dub a game, but with Hideo Kojima's games it's always fun. Whenever he sees on his schedule that he'll work with Kojima's son, it makes him look forward to it. Everyone else agreed with the Atsuka-san. So Kojima ended up joking about how he should add even more dialogues in the game. Mikami-san said he was alone when recording for the video about the man in the golden mask, but as someone who worked with Kojima's son in the past, he definitely relates to their feelings. Kojima-san also added he constantly tries to balance things out when working on the game. For example, Atsuka-san has a leadership-like role for the Japanese cast team, so he should be careful to not give him too much importance. He also mentions how Norman Reedus is an excellent actor and someone very used to motion capture work. So as the director, he needs to make sure that I take it into consideration as well. When asked by Iwai-san the difference between voice acting in Japanese and outside Japan, Kojima-san said the biggest difference is how for big non-Japanese games using motion capture, they do everything at the same time. They register the actor's voice along with his facial movements, his gestures, and etc. Lastly, Kojima said another CEO will join the cast later. It's someone who's fan of all the already revealed CEOs. Zeus isn't genderless, so we don't know if he meant by woman or man, but personally I'm betting on Yuichi I hope I'm not butchering the name again, Nakamura, as it's right after that Mizuki mentioned how she hoped for Tomakazu Sugita to join the cast. Kojima said he really wanted to make him voiced an actor, or character anyway, but sadly none of them fits him. Yuichi Nakamura and Tomokazu Sugita, the best friends, have they often appears in the same work together. After that, the event was reaching its conclusion. Each one of them shared their few last words. Tsuda-san said it's rare to see so many popular seiyus at the same event, and it was really a fun occasion. Kyukun-san said she also feels like crying when watching the trailer, as it reflects perfectly how harsh life can be, necessitating and carry heavy weights sometimes. Kojima-san mentioned near the end of the game it's still on a track to release when planned, which is the year in which Katsushiro Otama Akira is set. If that's the case, it would be 2019. He concluded by bringing up the links of the Death Stranding on how sometimes people can feel like they're carrying links. He mentioned how important links between people are, like his own links with his studio Kojima Production. And all of the game's staff, he links with all the characters, the Japanese cast with his links with all of them. Now, this is what exactly has happened in the TGS 2018. Now, I'm gonna get into the fact that what kind of interesting information that there has been also included. It's just the fact that as well, regarding like a few questions has been asked and Kojima answers, like the first task was finding the office, how is it going with the state of the development, like they already found an office, like an engine. Now he's working from morning to evening on the game and supervises everything. It took Kojima a year to get Norman Reedus and Matt Mikkelsen for Death Stranding. As for how he decides to pick the cast, their acting skills, but most importantly their personalities is the most important, and also how much I can trust them, he mentioned. When asked about the release date, Kojima said, well, obviously the release date for Death Stranding has not changed yet, so please wait a bit longer for it, and that's all he really mentions it. Now, the other fact is just because Stephanie Houston, she is the actress that was in the Metal Gear Solid, The Phantom Pain, and she was Quiet, right? That's her character. It is believed that she actually may be making an appearance back again, but they have not obviously confirmed, but with so much stuff that has been happening lately, we can pretty much expect her to be in this game as well. Now, there's quick footage of her actually being just dangling in the back of Norman Reedus' character, like she's just being carried around, more or less. You could see it by the trailer as well. And that is believed that it's actually her. And I don't know. That could be dependable, of course, how people would like to see it and how to view it. But am I looking forward to it? Obviously, yes. I do want to see more of her in the games because I think she did a fantastic work as well with the Metal Gear Solid games as well. Anyway, well, I think that's all there is to it. At the same time, you've seen quite a few, the quick arts that Hideo Kojima has actually shown us. Like, it's pretty freaking fantastic. I really like to see more, and I believe so that the next thing that we can actually expect, something at least coming from Hideo Kojima, something big anyway, I would say probably would be at the PlayStation experience of the 2018. That will be happening in the beginning of December, I believe so. It was definitely in December, the 9th or the 10th, something in the beginning of the December anyway. So you can definitely expect a bunch of new gameplays, trailers, and information regarding this game as well. Now, there's going to be other games as well in that case, but you know me, I'm definitely going to make some kind of video about it, at least talking about it. Anyway, I think I've been dragging this long enough. Well, just to make up for the last time that I have not uploaded for the past 2 days. I've not uploaded yesterday or 2 days ago. And I want to make this video a little longer. And I wanted to get into thoughts and my speculations, my thoughts, just all that good stuff. And what exactly has happened in the Tokyo Game Show 2018. And what Hideo Kojima and so many voice actors were over there. Anyway, I think I'm done rambling on. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. I'm going to have another video popping up tomorrow at the similar time as you're seeing it today. And thank you so much again. Like and subscribe. Oh my god, I said that twice. Hit that bell annotation right at the beside the subscribe button, and to never miss any of my uploads or videos. And because I actually have noticed quite a few of you are subscribed, but unfortunately you just don't see it in the sub boxes. It's just bullshit, man. And yeah, anyway, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, have a good one, guys. Have a good one.